So since the last video that I did, I've had a lot of questions posed to me about, well, is my system secure? My question is, what type of system are you running? And there's multiple various operating systems that you can run out there. And I'm only going to talk about the mainstream operating systems. First and foremost, you have Windows, which for the most part, everybody knows it's not secure. It's, it can get secure, but it's not secure. There's so many um, vulnerabilities that can that's out there that will allow anybody into your system. But that's not the key. The key topic is going to be about Apple. Um, Apple has a brand new operating system or new system out, and it's using an M1 chip. Now, something that you need to be aware of is when you come out with something new, a lot of times there's no vulnerabilities out there for it. So you're relatively safe. And these vulnerabilities that are out there are the unknown threats. And that's when anything that comes out brand new, you do all the testing beforehand that you know to try to ensure that the system that you're going to put out to the market is going to be safe for the user. Well, when Apple came out with the new M1 architect for their new system, at day one, it had a vulnerability. Now, to be more precise, it had two vulnerabilities. One of them I'm not going to touch on because it's a regular vulnerability that allows hackers to go in and do the things that they normally do. And they have an idea, or they have a really good idea of what it's going to do once they activate it, if it has not already been activated. The one I'm going to talk about is Silver Sparrow. Silver Sparrow is a piece of malware that is on the new Apple machines that will allow the hacker to do we don't know yet. The malware threat providers, malware companies have no idea what this virus will do. And it's different from anything that's ever been seen on the market today, or in a while, I should say, because this is a brand new type of malware. And the hacking group that implemented this has put in so many measures to prevent you from isolating them from your system. It's impossible to block it. And because this thing is not fully executed yet, the um, antivirus protection companies have no idea what it is that this piece of malware is going to do to your system once it receives, if it has not already received its piece of or its final payload. So, with that said, no matter what system you use, whether it be Windows or Linux or even Mac, there are all types of vulnerabilities out there that will prevent you from having a fully secure system. And that's why it's important that you put in the security measures that I spoke about before. Have an antivirus software, have a firewall, limit the amount of software that you have on your system because you don't want to have software on there that you do not use because that software that you do not use creates a vulnerability. Be aware of who is sending you emails. Meaning, if you receive an email from someone that you know, but the subject line is, I need help, or could you loan me money? Why would they send you an email asking you for help or loan or money when they have your cell phone number? That should be red flags right there. So you need to make sure that you do what you can do in order to protect yourself and rely on the manufacturers to do what they need to do in order to keep the stuff that you can't touch secure for your safety. From there, I'm going to talk about tracking because that's another important thing. So when you are surfing the internet and you heard me say, be careful what browser you use because you can be tracked across the web off the sites. And as you will see here, there's a new way of tracking you. Well, it's not really new, but it's we're just recently finding out about it. And you'll see on your tab up there, that's what you call a favicon. These companies are now able to track you by your favicon. Meaning, if you go to my website, which I don't track you, but if you go to my website, which you see here, I can essentially track you wherever you go to get a feel of where you've been. Now, there is absolutely nothing you can do to prevent this because these are loaded into your system by default from the website that you visit. So if you go to Google, you go to my website, you go to any website, you're going to be tracked. And to further, but there are two systems out there or two browsers out there that you can use that don't allow you to be tracked. But let me start with the ones that will track you. So the ones that will track you is Microsoft Edge, Chrome, and Safari. So if you're using even a Mac, you're going to be tracked. So regardless of what operating system you're using, if you use one of those three browsers, you're going to be tracked. Now, the two that would not uh, allow you to be tracked is one is Brave. Brave is a very secure browser that allows you to surf the internet not anonymously, but it prevents a lot of the tracking, a lot of the things that companies would try to load onto your system to prevent to see where you're going and have a history on you. The second one is Mozilla Firefox. Now, just to let you know, Mozilla Firefox, the reason why it's not doing it because it's by a bug. There's a bug built into the browser that was unknown before, but is actually doing a good thing by preventing people from tracking you across the internet. So when you go to again any of these websites out there, what'll happen is the favicon will track you and send information back to the manufacturer or the website and let them know where you've been, what you've been looking at, so they can build a history. So you want to make sure you're secure. So if you're not used to using Firefox or Brave, but you want to prevent from being tracked, go ahead and use one of those. And like I said, look at one of my previous videos about how to about browser isolation to really limit the type of information that a company can gather on you, so then you won't be tracked across the internet. So, with that said, let's talk a little bit about PacketX website, buy.packet-ex.com. You can come to our website and you can purchase anything on here that you need to enjoy your day. So, for instance, projectors. So you can go to the projectors because right now everybody's at home. You're stuck at the house, you can't do anything, but you still want to get that movie feeling. Well, you can purchase a personal projector for your home and be able to watch movies through your projector from your DVD player or your from your computer. So then that way you can have that movie quality feeling with the popcorn without having the third person sitting there that you don't know that's smacking or talking or on a cell phone, unless it's your uh, brother, sister, or mother, father, or husband, or whatever up there, doing their thing while you trying to watch a movie. So you want to make sure that you have some way of enjoying yourself while you're at the house. So make sure you come to buy.packet-ex.com to purchase your equipment and stuff. And if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We're more than happy to answer any technical questions you have. And we have over 100,000 items here. So just come visit, and we have a lot of items that we don't have even on the website. So again, you might need Microsoft Office for your student, or you might need Word or something like that. Just let us know. We can get that for you. If you have any questions, please give us a call about this, or if you have any questions about what I've talked about today, or just in general, just ask. Just ask. Are there any questions at this time?
First question would be, should we be alarmed that there are tracking on some of the sites that we go to?
You should always be alarmed when that's tracking because you have no idea what information they're gathering on you. The second thing is, what are they doing with the information that they're gathering on you? So, for instance, there's a couple of laws that have been put in place, one for the United States and one for Europe, where in the United States they have to, well, they're supposed to limit the amount of information they gather on you. But in the UK, it's went a step farther. Not only do they limit the amount of information, they have to let you know what information, and then um, because the end goal is as they get this information, they bundled it into a nice little pretty package and sell it to um, marketers. So then that way they can market to you certain aspects. So if you go to a website that has, I'm just going to say shoes, and you're looking at red shoes, what's going to happen is they're going to take that information, bundled it with another with other people that have that's been looking at shoes, and then they're going to start sending you ads on red shoes or shoes in general. Because if you've noticed, have you ever went to a website like uh, hey, JC Penney? You go to JC Penney website and you go look at their shoes there, but then you go to a completely different website, we say Macy's, and you go there, and all of a sudden they start showing you shoes, but you was not looking at shoes at Macy's. You was going to look at dresses or something to that effect. So that's what they do. They look at your past history, take that information, and they just start marketing to you about these products. So yes, you need to be very alarmed because again, you have no idea what they're gathering and what they're doing with that information.
Should we turn mics off as well? Because there are many times you're on different sites, or you may have said something while you were on the phone and you get on social media. For an example, I may mention something about a trip to Montego, and then I go on Instagram and Montego is in my timeline or in my feed. So should we mute our mics on computers and cell phones?
Well, you should always have that hot mic mentality. As you may have remembered, a lot of politicians and high people with a lot of political clout, I should say, or a lot of power, often say things on online on a high mic online, sorry, and not even know that they're being recorded. So you should always be cognizant of what's going on. But the thing is, if we don't have a laptop and it's software based, which all mic stuff is are, I mean, which all mics are on a laptop, even if you mute it, it can be unmuted and you'll never know it. So the only way to ensure that you prevent any audio from being received on your computer is to take a head jack, just like the one I'm wearing right now. It has a little plug. I would disconnect it, but if I do, my audio will disappear. But the little plug, when you plug it into the laptop, it overrides all of the software on the system, making it have to use the hardware. So if you want to prevent anybody from hearing anything on your laptop or your cell phone, just purchase a headset like what I have now and cut the cable. And when you cut the cable, just leave the jack plugged into your laptop or cell phone, unless you have an Apple, then you're kind of out of luck on that. But plug it in, and then there is no audio to be gained or to be sent out. So that prevents anybody from hearing what you're saying. And going back to what I was saying before on the previous question you asked me about the webcam, that's why I have a um, little cheap sticker. It didn't cost me anything. I just got some tape and I put a little piece of paper over that, so then that way it won't gum up my video. So then that way it will prevent anybody from looking at me when I'm doing something. Um, like now, I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you. Yes, I want to be recorded because I want people to see what see me as I'm talking about this. But once I'm done, I'm going to cover it back up because when I go to work, I don't want anybody to see me. So back to your original question, yes, uh, you need to be very cautious and make sure that you have a plug plugged into that jack cut so then no audio can be received from you talking and nothing can be sent, meaning going out to your speakers.
What are some good practices to prevent malware?
Oh, very good question. Very good question. So, some very good practices and a lot of free are just make sure that when you go through your email that you don't open up anything that you are not from people that you're not familiar with. No, I don't have an uncle that's in Nigeria that just passed away and going to try to give me $100 million. No, and there's no prince in Nigeria that's trying to put $20 million into the United States. If there was, why would they be contacting you? So if you're receiving emails again from people that you don't know, or even suspicious email from people that you do know, that's again saying, "Hey, I need $20 or I need your help." Why would they do that if they know you? They will call you and tell you that they need this uh, need that help. The other thing is be careful of the websites. And this is a very, very difficult one because of the fact that even well-known, websites with very good reputation can be compromised and infect your machine. So you're kind of playing a Russian roulette when you go to your websites there. But make sure you have a very good antivirus software. So then that way it will prevent a majority of the malware. And I would never tell you that you'll be 100% safe because, again, like I said at the very beginning, um, Silver Sparrow is on the M1 chip for Apple. What I did not mention with my statement was um, they didn't find this because they was looking for it. They found it by complete accident. They was looking for something else and they just happened to find this. So there's no telling what's on your machine out there that can infect you. The last thing I will say is make sure that when you do download software, download it from companies that you feel are very reputable. Even though, again, that's just like I said a second ago about going to websites. It's very difficult to protect yourself, especially when you have no idea what's actually in the software. Because with that SolarWind hack or that McAfee hack, where those are very well established companies that are out there to protect your system, and they got compromised by hackers and a lot of people ended up installing software onto their systems that was malicious by nature. So, good firewall, make sure your antivirus is up to date, and just be very cognizant of where you download your stuff from.
And my last question is we had a chance today to take a look at your website. So, for those clients who may be wondering, do you offer any payment plans for any of your products?
Unfortunately, we do not offer any payment plans. Everything is as is. You just go there and you make the purchase. And but I will say this: if you are within the local Charleston area and you purchase something and you need help setting it up or whatever, give us a call. We'll come out to you. We'll set it up for free. So you never have to worry about, hey, well, I just bought this. Now I got to pay you money to set it up. No, we'll come out there. We'll set up for you for free. And then we offer support on that product for you. So you have any questions or whatever, we'll try to help you out. And but all of our equipment comes with the manufacturer warranty. So you can always go back to the manufacturer and speak with them to have them to support you. So that's part of the deal. So again, we don't offer the any payment plans.
And that's all I have.
Well, it's been a pleasure. I do appreciate it. And again, I'm Samuel with PacketX. Please feel free to give me a call at 844-722-5389 with any questions you may have. Or you can visit our website at buy.packet-ex.com. That's buy.packet-ex.com, and be more than happy to assist you, I mean, with any of your hardware and or software needs.